It all started one day sometime in January. I was mindlessly scrolling through the bizarre world that is the YouTube recommendation page when one video caught my eye. It was a trailer for a game titled OMORI. One of the things that surprised me was that it was released 6 years ago. This game must have been out for a long time, or so I thought. The trailer really made me interested in this game as I wanted to know what the game was actually about, as it wasn't quite clear what was happening. The music and the art style stuck out to me too. After doing a bit of research, I learned that this game had actually been a Kickstarter project, and had been in development for a while. In fact, the game had come out on Christmas Day of 2020. Luckily, I didn't have to wait for this game, and I bought it based off the number of good reviews it had, and also just that it was an RPG, and I kinda like those. Then, I clicked the play button for the first time, and little did I know that this game would change my life forever. Well, okay, that's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but I definitely won't be forgetting it. Okay, but like, what actually is this game? Well, that's what I'm about to tell you, you impatient fool. But before I explain it to you, I would like to mention that this game is best played completely blind. There are minor spoilers in this video, so if you want the best experience, click off this video, buy the game, and play it. Because I can guarantee that you will like it. However, there are very heavy themes such as depression, trauma, and suicide, so if you are uncomfortable with these topics, then you might want to skip this game. So what is OMORI? OMORI is a psychological horror RPG made in RPGmaker. You explore a world filled with bright colors, unique scenery, interesting characters, and strange creatures. However, this cute world has a dark secret, something important that has been forgotten. Throughout the story, the game switches from, "Wow, this game is really fun. How is this a psychological horror?" to, to, like my Persona 4 video, I will have timestamps to mark which topic I am talking about. I would first like to focus on the gameplay. This game has a lot of content in it. From side quests to secret boss battles, there are so many things you can do in this game, and one of the things I like about it is that it never really feels overwhelming, despite the sheer amount of things you can do. Each side quest is unique and memorable, such as trying to make a weird lake spirit thing laugh, or finding Kel's pet rock Hector, or committing bunny genocide.
Yes, kill them all, show no mercy, all bunnies shall perish by my foul hands.
What? Aubrey learned how to headbutt.
Yes, I am all powerful. I will wipe out the entire bunny species.
Sorry, I went a bit crazy there. Anyway, speaking of side content, there is an entire secret area you can miss, which has this really annoying but fun bread boss. I could go on about the side content forever, so what I'm just going to say is that this game can be really long if you're trying to 100% it. I would now like to talk about the combat in this game, which is very simple but also really fun. It uses your traditional turn-based combat, but there are some unique things about it. Firstly, there are emotions. These are basically this game's equivalent of a buff or debuff, but I like the way the game does this through the use of different emotions. Sad raises your defense but lowers offense, happy raises critical rate but lowers hit rate, and angry raises offense but lowers defense. The characters also have different skills related to their personality and what weapon they use, such as how Hero is a good cook, so he can heal your party by giving them cookies. The character's skills can also be what causes certain emotions, but you can use items to change moods as well. There are also bonus actions which I really like because they usually involve the characters getting help from someone, which makes it feel like they are really interacting with each other. An example of this is how they use release energy and do this big attack on the enemy that does loads of damage, and I just think it's really fun. One thing I really like about this game is that there is never really too much grinding. Sure, you have to do a bit, but not for very long. In fact, the game isn't really that challenging. There's one boss I can think of that's a bit difficult, and there are a few optional bosses for you if you want more of a challenge. Other than that, the other bosses are quite easy, but they never feel too easy. Now here I will get into probably the best thing about this game, the story. As I said at the start of this video, it's best to go into this game blind, and although I will try my best to not spoil this game, there are definitely some things that could be considered a spoiler that I don't. Anyway, enough with the warnings. I will now get into the story of OMORI. The game starts off with you waking up in white space. You can look around here a bit, but there isn't really much to do other than go through a white door. After going through this door, the player is introduced to OMORI's friends, Aubrey, Kel, and Hero, and they take you to a picnic where you meet some more of your friends, Basil and Mari. You look through Basil's scrapbook filled with photos of the fun moments you've had with your friends. Now at first you may be deceived by this game's cute art style and the friendly characters, and you may wonder, how is this the same game that is tagged as a psychological horror on Steam? Well, that's because underneath the surface lies a disturbing truth. Outside of this dream world is the real world, a place full of fear and sorrow, and where it feels as if something is following you. Throughout the game you switch between the dream world and the real world, and the true story of OMORI slowly unfolds. However, to do this, you must face your fears, some being harder to overcome than others. What's that? There's someone at the door? You might want to answer it. And I'm going to stop myself there before I reveal everything that happens. I would also like to mention that there are two routes in this game, which are the Hikikomori route and the normal route. I've only played through the normal one, but I recently started a Hikikomori playthrough. One thing that makes this story so great is the characters. They are very likable, and it's really impressive how this game gets you so attached to them within 30 hours, which I know may sound long to some people, but compared to something like the Persona games, it's nothing. And as I mentioned before, the world is really captivating and has so many fun and unique locations. Also, the horror part of this game is done extremely well, and no matter how many times you see how terrifying it is, you can't help but let your guard down in between the horror sections. Also, the ending is just incredible, at least if you get the good ending, and it makes the game so much more impactful. It makes me want to create an hour-long video discussing every little thing that occurs in this game. However, I would like to keep this video spoiler-free, and I want it to persuade people into playing it, just because it's so underrated. I have started to see it rise in popularity, which is good, but it would be nice to see it have more of an audience, although I don't know if I want it to be too big. So the message to take away from this video is please play this game. Like, you have to. It's only $28 on Steam for a life-changing experience. So, what are you waiting for? Go play it. Like, why are you watching this? Just play the game, please. It's good. You won't regret it. Well, you might, but like, you'll regret it in the best way possible. I promise. Also, if you like it, you have to like this video. It's like, because I introduced you to it, so. Thanks for watching. Also, you should subscribe to my channel if you want to. You don't have to, of course. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video that'll come out in like 5 years or something. I'm not sure. Bye.